Hello everyone and welcome to my daily report market analysis videos with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Hantec on Thursday the 3rd of September. This dollar rally is really taking hold actually and continues today, and it is affecting across the markets actually. Forex majors especially taking account of this. You've got euro dollar lower, sterling lower, dollar yen slightly higher, not a huge amount, but obviously the commodity currencies are all also under pressure. You see that through this dollar index rally that we've seen in the last 2 to 3 sessions now, seriously threatening this downtrend that we've had over the past 2 months. The bigger downtrend that comes in up at around 93.50 on dollar index is worthy of note. That's the last key reaction high. And it's an interesting dollar rally that we have got. Now, obviously, we're also seeing the gold price drag back. Not a huge amount, certainly not compared to silver, but interesting decline on gold also being factored in there. So how the markets are reacting to this dollar rally is important. Now, what we also have at the same time, which is a little bit odd, is this big breakout and strong gains on equity markets in Wall Street, accelerating higher. Now, that is an interesting move, that acceleration higher. I've got my Dow analysis on the morning report text on the website, but it's interesting that it's sort of getting to realms of which we saw back in June, the acceleration high that then had around about a 10% decline actually in June in the next few sessions after that, and then market sort of stabilized a bit and then went on the next bull run. So this acceleration high on Wall Street is continuing. Futures a little bit off the top today, not too significant, but there is certainly room, you can see here, for a correction and to still remain bullish. So just bear that in mind with these indices getting pretty stretched on Wall Street. Despite that, European markets are again higher today, even though futures are lower in the States. Okay, so in terms of drivers of these moves, well, we've seen that the Fed has been pretty dovish actually recently in the comments, but we've also seen that the beige book was fairly downbeat overnight, and it's interesting that sort of the main driver I think is coming out through the ECB, which is seemingly now jawboning. 120 seems to be a bit of a trigger point for governing council members. Philip Lane, the chief economist, yesterday came out, and also other members were saying that the strong euro would be affecting growth of exports and also depressing prices as well. So that is an issue for euro dollar, and subsequently we're seeing the dollar driving strength today, which is pulling euro dollar lower. Now, also this morning we've seen the services sector PMIs coming out. Interesting split actually. What we saw were the pretty much across the board on the major European economies, downward revisions on the services PMIs. But German data was higher. So subsequently, what did we see? We saw the composite PMI and services PMI for Eurozone ticking higher. Now, the breadth of that obviously is not great, with simply just Germany driving that move. But yeah, Euro sort of not helped by that as well, I think. Now, we've also seen downward revision on services PMI for the UK, although the composite PMI is still pretty positive, isn't it, at 59, you can say. Now, obviously, we're also going to be looking, just before I get there, retail sales in the Eurozone as well, negative 1.3% on the month, and dragging that year-on-year data down and way below expectations there. So into the afternoon, we've got the US data. Now, we're looking at the jobless claims numbers at 1:30. They will be expected to, or they are expected to drop below 1 million for the first time really since the pandemic kicked off. So that's interesting. Today, also, we're looking out for international trade data, expected to see the deficit widening quite significantly to 58 billion bucks. And later in the afternoon, we're looking out for the ISM non-manufacturing, expected to roll over slightly in August. So that takes me on to my chart of the day, which is Kiwi dollar. Now, Kiwi, I think, is a really interesting chart. We talked about this in Trader Talks yesterday. Sort of we discussed the fact that the Kiwi is now sort of turning around in a bit of the relative performance stakes. It was a really significant underperformer throughout August during this decline against the dollar, whereas pretty much everything else rallied against the dollar on the majors. But sharp move higher. It seems as though that market's sort of accepting now the fact that negative rates are in play for the RBNZ. But it's interesting that the outperformance has now broken through 67.15, which was, I think, a key breakout level. And you're just retreating back to there. I mean, the dollar having strengthened significantly in the last couple of sessions, not really, 3 sessions, not really seen that against the Kiwi yet. But 67.15 to, I mean, you could argue anything really in the 66 to 67 area, I think is a really good buying opportunity on the Kiwi dollar. Near-term indicators obviously rolling over to reflect a little bit of a bull failure, but I still think this breakout above 67.15 is a really interesting level. And it actually, if you sort of blow it out here, opens up levels that we've not seen since 2019. And I think that a breakout above 67.90, which could be seen, or is our preferred outcome, I think will be a really key move. So anything between 66 and 67 on a supportive basis, I think is a chance to buy. You've got the longer term MACD bull cross, which I think is important here. So I think that it really does suggest that we're going to see further gains on the Kiwi. Now 67.20, I talked about 67.15 being a basis of support. 67.20 you can see here on the hourly chart, something to look out for. So with that in mind, I wish you good luck in your trading today. Click here to subscribe to our analysis videos. Go to our website, sign up for our webinars, and click to watch Trader Talks, our videos that give you top trading ideas.